Hello and welcome to Random Topics with Jack, the podcast where we explore the intriguing and sometimes controversial topics that shape our understanding of the world. Last time we took a beginner's look at quantum physics, and it was a real quantum leap. Today, however, we are diving headfirst into the fascinating world of military history. We will be exploring how past conflicts have shaped modern warfare, from ancient battles to the latest tech. Think Roman legions battling it out with futuristic drones. And we will cover everything from Sun Tzu's Art of War to the impact of gunpowder and the world wars. Get ready for a wild ride through history's most epic and sometimes brutal battles. Let's get started. So we'll begin our journey with Sun Tzu's timeless masterpiece, The Art of War. Written over 2,500 years ago, its principles of strategy, deception, and knowing your enemy remain strikingly relevant in modern military thinking. The book covers such topics as the importance of knowing oneself and one's enemy. Sun Tzu stressed the need for thorough intelligence gathering and self-awareness before engaging in conflict. How does this translate to modern warfare with its reliance on agencies and advanced technologies? Well, we have departments of the military that deal with doing this. Things like counter-intelligence agencies and the like. Sun Tzu also emphasized the importance of creating illusions and exploiting weaknesses. And again, that still continues to be a cornerstone of modern military tactics. And the significance of choosing one's battles. The concept of avoiding unnecessary conflict and focusing resources on decisive engagements is a crucial principle that resonates with modern military strategists. And it also applies in everyday life. In everyday life, you pick battles that are big enough to matter but small enough to win. But now let's shift our focus to specific battles that left an indelible mark on military history. We're going to have a look at 3 battles where tactics and strategy made the difference. So first we're transported to the plains of Marathon, 490 BC. A vastly outnumbered Athenian army faces the might of the Persian Empire. This is more than a battle. It's a clash of civilizations. Now picture this, a vast plain stretching as far as the eye can see. 10,000 Athenian soldiers, Athenian hoplites, stand firm against a Persian army, perhaps 3 times its size. Their bronze shields gleam under the Greek sun. The Athenian general Miltiades knew he was outnumbered, but he had a plan. He ordered his men into a phalanx, a tightly packed formation creating an impenetrable wall of shields. The battle began with a furious clash. The Persians, confident in their numbers, were met with unwavering resistance. The flanks held, pushing back wave after wave. The superior training and discipline of the Athenians inflicted heavy casualties. The battle raged for hours, a brutal, bloody affair. But in the end, the Athenians, against all odds, emerged victorious. The Persian army was routed, and their dreams of conquest shattered on the plains of Marathon. This victory was a testament to the courage and skill, a turning point in the Greco-Persian Wars. And now we journey to southern Italy. 216 BC. Hannibal Barca, a Carthaginian general, is about to execute one of history's most brilliant tactical maneuvers. The Battle of Cannae isn't just about brute force, it's a masterpiece of deception. Now imagine the vast Apulian plain, tens of thousands of Roman and Carthaginian soldiers stand poised for conflict. Hannibal, a military genius, has chosen this location perfectly. The Roman army confidently marches forward, but Hannibal's plan is a masterpiece of deception. As the Romans advance, he tells his army to yield ground, drawing them into a deadly trap. Hannibal's forces flank and encircle the Romans, tightening the noose. The Romans, realizing their predicament, attempted to retreat, but it was too late. The Carthaginian forces had constricted their prey. Battle rages, a chaotic maelstrom of steel and blood. The Roman legions, once proud, are crushed. Cannae was a complete rout. An estimated 50,000 to 70,000 Roman soldiers lay dead, a testament to Hannibal's tactical brilliance. Rome was shaken, but would eventually recover. Cannae remains a chilling example of tactical mastery. And our final battle takes us to the other side of the world, to ancient China, 208 AD, the Battle of Chibi, or the Battle of the Red Cliffs, is a dramatic clash between Cao Cao and the allied forces of Liu Bei and Sun Quan. This captivating mix of naval warfare, strategic alliances, and surprise. Imagine the Yangtze River, teeming with ships and soldiers. Cao Cao's massive army sails down the river, intent on conquering the south. But the allied forces, led by the brilliant Zhou Yu, are waiting. Zhou Yu's plan is audacious, and he knew he couldn't match Cao Cao's numbers, so he would have to use his wits. He orders his men to build fire ships, vessels filled with flammable materials, and to sail them into Cao Cao's fleet under the cover of darkness. The fire ships launched into the night ignite Cao Cao's fleet, causing chaos. The flames spread rapidly, engulfing ships and soldiers. Cao Cao's army, caught off guard, is thrown into disarray. The allied forces seize the opportunity, launching a devastating attack. Chibi was a stunning victory, a testament to strategy and surprise. It marked a turning point in the Three Kingdoms period, shaping the political landscape of China for centuries to come. But beyond strategy, ancient warfare witnessed remarkable technological advancements as well, such as the phalanx formation, which we mentioned, the tightly packed formation of hoplites, which revolutionized infantry warfare, demonstrating the power of coordinated unit movements in disciplined fighting. But there was also siege weapons, from battering rams to siege towers. Ancient siege weaponry played a crucial role in capturing fortified cities, and we'll analyse siege technology in the next section and its impact on military engineering. And as we just mentioned there, naval technology. The development of warships, including triremes and other innovative vessels, transformed naval warfare, enabling the rise of powerful maritime empires. And we'll also discuss this in the next section. Because we move on to the medieval period, which saw the rise of feudalism, a complex social and political system that profoundly impacted warfare. The feudal system was created a hierarchical structure, with kings at the top, followed by nobles, knights, and peasants. Military organization mirrored this hierarchy. Kings relied on their nobles to raise armies, while knights, bound by oaths of fealty, formed the backbone of the cavalry. Chivalry, the code of conduct for knights, emphasized honour, courage, and martial prowess. While it promoted certain ideals, it also had its limitations. Tournaments became important events, showcasing military skill, but sometimes overshadowing actual battlefield experience. This system, while effective in some ways, was also prone to internal conflicts and power struggles. And the castles were more than just the homes for nobles. They were symbols of power and crucial defensive structures. Early castles were simple wooden structures, but they evolved into formidable stone fortresses. The design of castles changed over time, adapting to new siege techniques. Thick walls, strategically placed towers, and moats became standard features. The evolution of siege weaponry, such as catapults and siege towers, led to innovations in castle designs, such as concentric walls and stronger gatehouses. Sieges became protracted affairs, often lasting months, with both sides employing cunning strategies and engineering prowess. The ability to withstand a siege was a measure of a castle's strength, and its location was chosen carefully for defensive advantages. And then the introduction of gunpowder weapons marked a dramatic turning point in warfare. Cannons, initially crude but steadily improving, revolutionized sieges. The ability to breach walls from a distance rendered some castles obsolete. The development of firearms, such as hand cannons and later matchlock muskets, had a profound impact on battles. While initially inaccurate and slow to reload, firearms gradually increased in accuracy and rate of fire, transforming battlefield tactics. The rise of gunpowder weaponry led to the decline of the traditional armed cavalry and the rise of more flexible infantry formations. It also had social and economic consequences, leading to the development of new industries and military strategies. The shift from medieval warfare, heavily reliant on melee combat and fortifications, to a more gunpowder-based approach fundamentally altered the nature of conflict, setting the stage for warfare of the early modern period. The Age of Empires saw the rise of powerful navies, essential for controlling trade routes, projecting power, and establishing colonies across the globe. Let's examine the role of navies in expanding empires and the development of naval strategies. From the Portuguese and Spanish conquistadors to the British Royal Navy, navies became the instruments of global dominance. The development of larger, more powerful ships, such as galleons and warships, revolutionized naval warfare. Innovative tactics, such as the line of battle formation, emerged to maximize firepower and control the seas. Those who controlled the seas controlled trade, secured resources, and projected military power across vast distances. Naval battles became crucial in shaping the course of empires, as seen in the Battle of Trafalgar, which solidified British naval supremacy. Colonial conflicts, as well, had a profound impact on military doctrine and the development of new technologies. We're going to discuss some of these impacts on warfare. So the colonial wars often involved fighting in unfamiliar terrain, against diverse enemies, and under challenging conditions. The need to adapt to these environments led to the development of new tactics, weapons, and strategies. The use of light infantry, guerrilla warfare, and the development of new firearms, such as the flintlock musket, became essential in colonial conflicts. These wars also saw the rise of military theorists, such as Carl von Clausewitz, whose writings on warfare would influence future military thinking. And then there's the Napoleonic Wars, a period of intense conflict across Europe, which witnessed the rise of Napoleon Bonaparte, a brilliant military strategist whose innovations would leave a lasting mark on warfare. Napoleon's military genius lay in his ability to combine speed, maneuverability, and firepower. He introduced new tactics such as the Grand Army formation, which emphasized speed and mobility. He also recognized the importance of logistics and supply chains, ensuring his armies could sustain long campaigns. Napoleon's campaigns, while ultimately unsuccessful in conquering all of Europe, had a profound impact on military thinking. His strategies, particularly the use of mass conscription and the emphasis on speed and maneuverability, would influence military doctrine for decades to come. So from the global dominance of navies to the innovative strategies of Napoleon, the Age of Empires and colonialism witnessed a dramatic transformation in warfare. The rise of new technologies, the development of new tactics, and the changing nature of conflict all contributed to a dynamic and evolving military landscape. And now we move to the First World War. a global conflict of unimaginable scale. It saw the rise of trench warfare, a brutal and deadly stalemate that transformed the battlefield. We're going to discuss the horrific nature of trench warfare and its impact on military thinking. The trenches of the Western Front became a symbol of the war's futility. Soldiers lived in cramped, muddy conditions, constantly under threat of enemy fire. Advances were measured in yards, and casualties were staggering. The use of new technologies, such as machine guns, artillery, and poison gas, made warfare more deadly than ever before. The stalemate of trench warfare led to a rethinking of military strategy, with a focus on maneuverability, air power, and new technologies to break the deadlock. And speaking of air power, the Second World War saw the rise of blitzkrieg, a German military doctrine that emphasized speed, maneuverability, and combined arms and warfare. And we'll analyze the effectiveness of their tactics and the role of air power. Blitzkrieg, meaning lightning war, involved rapid, coordinated attacks using tanks, aircraft, and infantry to overwhelm enemy defences. The German military achieved stunning early victories, overrunning Poland and France with lightning speed. The use of air power, particularly the Luftwaffe, played a crucial role in disrupting enemy communications and softening up defences. Blitzkrieg tactics proved highly effective in the early stages of war, but their effectiveness waned as the conflict dragged on. The development of nuclear weapons during the Second World War ushered in a new era of warfare, one marked by the threat of total annihilation. The atomic bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki demonstrated the terrifying power of nuclear weapons. The Cold War, a period of geopolitical tension that we've discussed before in our space episode between the US and the Soviet Union, was shaped by the threat of nuclear war. The development of nuclear weapons led to a new arms race, with both superpowers seeking to build up their nuclear arsenals. The concept of mutually assured destruction emerged, a doctrine based on the idea that any nuclear attack would inevitably lead to retaliation, resulting in catastrophic consequences for both sides. Nuclear weapons, while never used in a direct conflict, cast a long shadow over global strategy, influencing international relations and shaping the course of the 20th century. From the horrors of trench warfare to the chilling threat of nuclear annihilation, the 20th century witnessed a dramatic transformation in warfare. The use of new technologies, the rise of new strategies, and the global scale of conflict all contributed to a period of unprecedented destruction and change. We'll continue our journey through the future of warfare now. Modern warfare has witnessed the rise of asymmetric warfare, where weaker adversaries employ unconventional tactics to challenge the military might of stronger nations. Asymmetric warfare often involves the use of guerrilla tactics, terrorism, and unconventional weapons, such as improvised explosive devices, or IEDs. These tactics aim to exploit vulnerabilities and disrupt the operations of more powerful militaries. The rise of non-state actors, such as terrorist organizations and insurgent groups, has further complicated the landscape of modern warfare. Traditional military strategies designed for large-scale conflicts between nation-states often prove ineffective against these new forms of warfare. The challenges of asymmetric warfare require new approaches, focusing on counter-terrorism, intelligence gathering, and adapting to the ever-changing tactics of non-state actors. And modern warfare is increasingly shaped by technological advancements as well, from the use of drones and cyber warfare for the potential of AI on the battlefield. We'll analyse the impact of some of these technologies. Drones have revolutionised warfare, providing a new platform for surveillance, reconnaissance, and targeted strikes. Cyber warfare has emerged as a new domain of conflict, with nations and non-state actors engaging in attacks on crucial infrastructure and data systems. The potential for AI on the battlefield raises ethical and practical concerns, as autonomous weapon systems could make decisions with potentially devastating consequences. These technologies are transforming the nature of warfare, requiring new strategies and ethical considerations to navigate the complex challenges they present. As we look to the future of warfare, we see a complex interplay between history, technology, and strategy. And we can easily speculate on potential future warfare and on the ongoing challenges it presents. The future of warfare is likely to be characterized by increasing complexity, with the rise of new technologies, the blurring of lines between state and non-state actors, the growing importance of cyber warfare and AI. The challenges of countering terrorism, managing cyber threats, and navigating the ethical implications of AI will be paramount. The lessons of history, particularly the importance of adaptability, strategic thinking, and the human element in warfare, will remain crucial in navigating the complex and uncertain future of conflict. From the rise of asymmetric warfare to the transformative power of technology, modern warfare is a constantly evolving landscape. The challenges of navigating this complex and uncertain future require a deep understanding of history, a willingness to adapt to new technologies, and a commitment to ethical principles. Our journey through the history of warfare has shown us that the nature of conflict is constantly changing, but the human element remains at its core. As we reach the end of our exploration, let's recap the key takeaways from this journey through the ages of warfare. We've journeyed from the ancient battles of Marathon and Cannae to the revolutionary impact of gunpowder, the rise of navies and empires, the horrors of trench warfare, and the challenges of modern warfare. We've introduced brilliant military minds like Sun Tzu and Napoleon, and witnessed the devastating power of blitzkrieg, and explored the complexities of asymmetric warfare. This journey has shown us the constant interplay between technology, strategy, and the human element of warfare. And remember, the study of history is not simply a matter of remembering the past. It's about understanding the enduring relevance of historical patterns and shaping the present and future. The lessons of history, from the importance of strategic thinking to the dangers of unchecked ambition, remain relevant in navigating the complex challenges of modern warfare. By understanding the past, we can better prepare for the future. I encourage you to continue exploring the fascinating history of warfare. There are countless books and documentaries and other resources available to delve deeper into this complex and ever-evolving topic. I hope you've enjoyed this slightly different topic that we've covered. I hope you've found it interesting. I know most of the things I usually cover are a bit more upbeat or hopeful for the future kind of topics, and we'll be getting back to that next week. We'll be taking a delicious detour from the battlefield to explore the origins and variations of a culinary masterpiece, curry. So get ready for a spicy journey as we uncover the history of this flavourful dish. And as always, I've been your host, Jack. And until next time, keep questioning and exploring.